So my name is Ignacio Hayo, and I'm the director of the Lilly PRA Summer Challenge at William Tenet. This program started last year in collaboration with Joe Kim from Eli Lilly. And the idea was to develop an incubator where William Tenet students could develop solutions and create new innovative ideas that could address some challenges that Joe Kim and his department at Eli Lilly were currently working on. This year the program grew and it expanded to include not only more William Tenet students, but also 6 Wissahickon students.
We feel really honored that Tenet would invite us to be a part of it this year. Obviously there is a personal connection for me, seeing as how my husband is the one who initiated the program. I'm completely appreciative that our administration worked together and got this off the ground for us.
Ms. Heck came to me and asked if I'd be interested in participating in this internship. I don't know what to expect, and to me that's the best place to be.
I think it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm extremely grateful that we get to be involved this year.
Myself and the other teachers involved in implementing the challenge have 1 year under our belt.
Last year was we were just learning as we were going. This year, we're still learning as we're going, but we've been able to expand it. So from 6 kids, we're up to 18 kids. We have this social media department.
So the fact that we have a digital team that is here to document what we do on a daily basis, write about it, make videos about it, I think it's going to make a huge difference because we really believe in what we're doing.
This year's challenge is about creating a manipulative or a prototype and an accompanying story that explains what an Eli Lilly molecule is and how that molecule affects a certain type of disease.
Students are going to make science kits, interesting concept, human-centered kits that are going to also depict molecules and how the drugs interact with those molecules. We have 2 partners this year. We have Eli Lilly and PRA Health Sciences. We're very excited to add a new partnership this year.
So the program we have here is giving real-world experience to our students. It's taking the problems that we see in the pharmaceutical industry, predominantly the clinical trials, and bringing it as a giant problem to solve for these very eclectic group of students.
We recruited students by first soliciting faculty nominations. So then we got about 65 kids through those faculty nominations.
Once we received the nominations, students attended an informational session during which they found out what the summer challenge entailed. Then they were asked to complete a written application, and we had different people read the applications that were submitted. Out of those applicants, only some were chosen for an interview.
We interviewed 23 students for the project, had them commit to a separate challenge, so we wanted to see how the guys work together. The biggest thing we've had this year is more time. We had plenty of time to plan going in. We knew what the project was going to be. The partnership was already in place, so it gave us time to focus to make sure we had the right students.
It's not something that we're looking for the students that are just really good at school. We're looking for students that think out of the box. We're looking for students who are creative, who are innovative, and who are motivated.
We really tried to pick kids that come from different disciplines. So a lot of the teams have like a very business-minded person, a very design art person, and a very sciencey person. But believe it or not, each one of those members actually pulls or has interest in the other 2 disciplines that their strength is not found in.
We had the opportunity to meet with students before the summer started so that they would get a leg up on whatever disease they were researching, and so they would learn a little bit about clinical trials as well as their disorder. I have been extremely impressed with their level of preparation. Whenever I've met with them, they always come with questions. There's a tremendous level of energy. I think everybody really wants to be here and understands the meaning of what it is that they're doing.
It amazes me that you have these students that are clearly phenomenally academically, and this was so far out of their comfort zone, but the way they're able to explain their thoughts and share their thoughts and the details that they included into their artwork was absolutely incredible.
I've had sleepless nights thinking about how absolutely positively exciting they are. They're asking questions, they're working without having to be asked. Everyone involved is so interesting and so motivated, and it's humbling to be around them.
I'm Scott Rakestraw. I've been a biotechnology and life sciences entrepreneur for almost 30 years now. What I do for a living is create new biotechnology companies, biopharmaceutical companies. One of the things that differentiates Centennial and particularly William Tennent High School students from really most that I've seen is that there are smart people everywhere, I get that, but I have yet to have an interaction with Tennent or Centennial in which the students were not motivated, self-motivated, and exquisitely prepared. I think Centennial has figured it out a lot more than I've seen in a lot of other high schools around the world.
So by the end of the summer, what I would like to see is a group of students that have not been afraid to take risks.
I want these students to understand that school isn't just inside of the classroom.
Being able to think about and solve a problem that doesn't have an answer. I think so many times in schools, we always have that definitive, there's a yes or no answer. You take a test, there's a right multiple choice answer, and this doesn't have that.
You know, you always say, what am I going to use that for? And my interpretation of this challenge this summer is, this is what we're using it for.
There's so many variables in that room. There's so much talent, there's so much intellect, and there's so much drive.
I think I would really like to see achieved at least one group's prototype move on from just the summer challenge.
If we can have a commercial application in one of these kits and actually make some money and put an endowment together that would allow us to expand this quicker and allow us to focus on the educational components, not necessarily the partnership expansion aspect.
Either someone sees it in Stanford or someone sees it in Boston or through our social media and amazing digital access team reporting on what's going on here, that it gets seen, and once it's seen, someone says, you know what, we should make this en masse for the public so they can understand clinical trials and therapeutic drugs in a better way.
So hopefully as we can scale this, make it a little bit bigger and bolder, we'll figure a way to connect it to our regular classrooms and to have this more of a everyday part of our educational program than the summer component.
These are real world problems. In fact, I know every single one of these Lilly drugs that these groups are working on, and these are active development drugs, important active development drugs. That's astounding. I think they got this right, and I would like to see this used as an example for other companies to make investments which would be consistent with what we've seen here.
I think they're going to realize how special it was to have people here spending time to mentor them through the entire process. And I hope that they develop skills that they use not only this summer, but that they can find really helpful as they go to college or beyond.
Our team name is PSOC, which stands for Providing Science Opportunities to Children. And so essentially what our disease is lupus.
We're Team Harmonia, and we're going to be working on creating an educational kit to inform people of a clinical trial on leukemia.
Our team name is Vega, and we're studying migraines.
So our group name is Sevius, and our disease that we're working on is breast cancer.
Our team name is All In, and we're studying Alzheimer's.
I think there were so many amazing people who went out and interviewed for this.
Well, I'm really excited to be able to work with people who are self-motivated, and they're not just thrown in here, they actually want to be here.
It's just such an honor to participate in such an awesome program, like just having all these great speakers come in to speak to us, and the skills that I learned are definitely going to be used in the future.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There's not a single other school doing the same thing that we are doing right now.
Right.
And it's like we're on the cutting edge of what education can be.
We kind of made it this far, but there's so much more now.
We get to help people, and we have a chance to actually improve the clinical trials to help people who need help that they need with cancer, and specifically breast cancer for us.
My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 10 years old. We had to move to Pennsylvania to seek better treatment. It's had a big effect on my life.
We chose Alzheimer's because a lot of us have some personal connections with Alzheimer's. Like my grandfather suffers from Alzheimer's, and I've seen like his progression through the disease and how devastating it can be.
We thought this disease would be really interesting because there's so much depth there, and it's really hard to scale something of that magnitude.
We have a couple of friends who go through chronic migraines. I know especially for me, I have 3 close friends of mine who suffer through them all of the time.
So I myself, when I was very young, had leukemia. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to work something that's very personal to me, obviously, but also inform others who might not know about clinical trials and give them a chance to get involved themselves.
Looking back, for me, what success would be is to just make an impact on all the people who have seen our kit.
I'm really excited to see our final project and how it all comes together.
I just see like a lot of growth in just like this little amount of time, like 6 weeks. I think there's going to be so much growth in us individually and us as a group, and like the idea that we came up with on the first day or the first 2 days definitely isn't going to be the final idea that we move forward with.
Well, really our end goal is to like make a better product and
make something helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and if our kit can like execute and actually go to the market and stuff and actually improve clinical trials and help people, that's like the ultimate goal, because that like shatters expectations completely.
My goal for this week, I'm working on all the instructional materials that'll go along with our kit. So my goal for this week is to just get a preliminary draft.
My thing to do for this week is to learn Adobe Illustrator and create the template.
We're working right now on a chatbot so students can speak with a fake lupus patient.
We've been talking to a dermatologist in the area who is going to talk to some lupus patients, so hopefully we can get an interview done or establish a connection there.
In the next couple of days, I really want to finish the animation. It's coming together slowly but surely, but I think it'll look very high quality.
We definitely want to finish our board game. We got to get the finished design into next fab. So we'll accomplish that by Sunday. And then we just got to figure out everything that we're going to put in the kit. And for the next week, we're just going to be working on what is going to go in our kit and how are we going to present it.
Well, my job is to take care of the Adobe Illustrator stuff, so I'm going to be building the brain model and like hoping to get that design shipped out to next fab by the end of the week.
My main focus is going to be on relating and grounding our kit in the story that it's going to follow about a patient with Alzheimer's. So I'm going to focus on how we're going to make that happen with a video or a book or something along those lines.
And I'm kind of focused on like the educational material, so writing out what like the teacher should know beforehand, and then like focusing on what the students are going to be able to do at the end of it and the activities they're going to do.
For the next few weeks, we're going to go from design to ideas to prototype to finished model.
Simplifying something that's so complex is a daunting task, but it's awesome to work with though, but very hard.
I've just been seeing it go in a really great direction, and I cannot wait to see where we end.
Since week 1, I think we've gotten a lot of progress. We've been able to almost completely finish our storybook. We've been able to create personalized products. We've been able to make a really nice looking pitch deck.
Also, in addition to the storybook being finished, I've almost finished the whopping 35-page instruction manual.
We faced a major setback this week with our marble kit. We have a marble track that we were going to use, but due to some like copyright and intellectual property stuff, we decided we're going to have to come up with a different solution.
I've completely finished designing all the manipulatives. I finished up on the teacher's manual.
So we've completed most of the components for our kit. Everything that we haven't done, we have planned out and we just have to create now.
We're in more of the production phase, so we're taking our ideas and now implementing them. So getting stuff printed at next fab.
At this point, I think we're mostly waiting on the laser cut items from next fab for some of our hands-on manipulatives.
Our presentation last week was good. I think overall it was a really good learning experience.
Well, I think most of the members of our group thought our first pitch wasn't as good as it could have been. It wasn't very well rehearsed. We got some pretty good feedback saying that it was, you know, a well-delivered presentation, but we personally didn't feel very satisfied with it.
We got a lot of feedback. It was really nice. We're gonna refine our pitch a little bit. We don't need to make a lot of changes. We just need to make small, minute changes that are gonna really help our pitch.
We thought we were going to, you know, just get the information out there, here's what our kit is and the content of the kit, while some of the teachers in the other groups had the idea like, oh, should be like a marketing sort of pitch.
It's not like school where you're presenting and it's like, okay, here's your format, here's your rubric. There is no rubric.
To be ready for the presentation, we definitely have to practice.
I think there really are 3 things we have to get done before the pitch. Practice, oh yeah, and then more practice.
We really just need to work on little things like design.
From the very first time we ever had to pitch ourselves, not even a kit, we haven't even had that yet, to where we are now, we've all improved with our speaking a lot.
It's just like, it's surreal how fast this process has gone and how long we've made it through.
We're like, oh, we gotta set some deadlines. When's our presentation? Like, we're just halfway through, right? We still have 3 weeks, it's fine. And then we're like, wait, the presentation's next week.
We've definitely come a long way from where we started, but we still have a lot more to go, and we're gonna get there hopefully in 2 weeks.
And we got knocked down, but we didn't get knocked out. And we're still all into Alzheimer's, and we're gonna do it.
It's crazy to think that we only have a week left. I mean, it's gone by so quickly, and I feel like we still have so much to do.
I really think the summer did fly by. Going into this, I was just thinking, oh, like we have so much time, and when we all started working, I think time really does fly.
Like when we went to Next Fab in June for the first time, it's like, you're thinking like, okay, we have a lot of time to construct everything, and you get hit with a wall, it's like, whoa, it's almost game time, you know?
This summer just felt so busy, like there's so much stuff, and in the beginning, I remember thinking like, wow, like there's so much we can never get it done, but these weeks really have flown by, and everything's just come together somehow at the end.
Time has just flown. This has been a crazy experience, and now we're just getting ready for the big day.
We were very happy with what we got back from Next Fab. Everything kind of came out just as we had expected it.
We had an image, we had an online design, and now we have the physical objects in front of us.
So we're really happy with the board game that we got back from Next Fab. Everybody seemed to enjoy playing it. It's got really great reviews.
I think Next Fab did a great job preparing the material, and I think that there are just a couple small tweaks that we have to make and are continuing to make because of some issues with our design and because our kit has changed from the time we ordered the cuts to now.
We got it back, and the laser printer did such a good job of getting the details of like the pictures we put on and the text that was cut out. I mean, we thought it was just like stickers that were just posted on there. Like it didn't look cut.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're going to be presenting in front of PRA Health Sciences. They're a clinical research organization, and we're going to be pitching our idea for an educational STEAM kit.
They came earlier and told us what they're about, so it's kind of our turn to tell them what we're about.
We'll have booth opportunities for people to, you know, experience the different activities that are in each kit and play around and learn things about clinical trials and all the various diseases that we have.
That's going to be our warm-up for the big day on the 11th, CentennialX.
So next week on August 11th, Thursday, August 11th, we're having our big final blowout for the Lilly PRA Summer Challenge.
We're going to pitch our ideas for the first time, sort of, because it's the first time we're showing it to everyone and not just our sponsor.
All I want is a presentation that keeps people interested and it doesn't lose them.
We want to have a good time out there. We want to get the audience involved.
We really want to make a difference with this kid and not just have it be something we did over the summer one time.
The best case scenario for us would be obviously to be picked to go to Stanford.
Actually having it go to the market and helping people who need it and people who definitely can be affected by it positively is definitely, I think, our #1 goal. But yeah, definitely Stanford sounds good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, these past weeks we've all been talking about, okay, we're gonna do a presentation, right? And we all wanna go to Stanford, and this is such an amazing program, but really the message we wanna get across, our purpose is that we wanna improve the lives of patients with Alzheimer's disease, increase understanding, and hopefully raise awareness for clinical trials so those that are suffering from Alzheimer's have some hope for the future.
The students this summer have shattered my expectations. They've showed tremendous poise. They've met lots of industry professionals. They presented to a room full of industry professionals at PRA, and they were able to communicate their ideas clearly and answer questions with poise. I am very excited for CentennialX, and I really think that this is going to highlight our partnership and our collaboration, and it's going to show what we can achieve and what students can achieve with this type of program.